The first time I saw her, we were 10 years old. I remember it clearly because it was the day of the spring fair in our small town, a tiny outpost near the edge of the continental desert, where the wind swept sand into strange patterns across the streets. Her name was Lyra, and she had the kind of presence that made the world feel bigger and smaller at the same time. Bigger because she seemed to carry entire galaxies in her eyes, smaller because, for some inexplicable reason, it felt like she had only ever existed to know me. We were playing a clumsy version of hide-and-seek near the old observatory on the hill, a place where the townsfolk whispered that the sky sometimes spoke back. I had spotted her first behind a cluster of rusted telescopes and, in a moment of childish bravado, I blurted out, "One day, you'll marry me." She had laughed, not the polite giggle of a friend, but a sound that shimmered like starlight scattering on water. "Deal," she said, eyes gleaming, "but only if the stars agree." We never thought much about it after that day. Life went on, me with my ordinary, human worries, and her, who disappeared without warning the summer before high school. No letters, no farewell. Just an empty patch of our shared playground where she had been, and a lingering memory that refused to fade. Years passed. I became a technician, working in a sector that dealt with interstellar communications, a mundane job by most standards, but one that let me stare into the infinite night and imagine what might have been. And then one evening she appeared. I was called to a remote research outpost on the planet Icarus, 7, a barren world with twin suns that cast a perpetual golden twilight. The outpost had detected unusual energy readings near an abandoned sector of the mining complex. It was a routine inspection until she walked through the airlock. "Lyra?" I whispered, and the universe seemed to pause. She was taller than I remembered, with hair that shimmered silver in the light of the twin suns, and eyes that seemed to contain stars themselves. But the most unsettling thing was the aura around her, a faint hum, like the resonance of a planet's core, almost too powerful to comprehend. "I told you the stars would agree," she said, her voice carrying the weight of light years. I blinked, unsure if the heat from the suns was playing tricks on me. You were gone. Where did you go? Why didn't you write?" Her gaze softened, yet there was a flicker of something else. Urgency, perhaps fear. "I had to leave. It wasn't safe here. Not for you. Not for anyone." I followed her deeper into the complex, and that's when the reality hit. Lyra wasn't just human anymore, if she ever had been. The energy readings at the outpost were off the charts, resonating at frequencies no human equipment could normally detect. It was as if she had become something else entirely. She led me to a sealed chamber at the heart of the outpost. The walls were etched with unfamiliar symbols that pulsed with a soft light, illuminating the dust and machinery. "This is what I've been hiding," she said. "I didn't just disappear," I ascended. "My people, we are explorers, caretakers of the cosmos. We travel beyond the bounds of ordinary human perception. And now, the time has come to return." I stared at her, 1,000 questions burning in my mind. "Return to where?" "To you," she said simply. "You remember our promise, don't you?" I laughed nervously. Yeah, I remember. But we were kids. That was just a joke." Her expression shifted, almost imperceptibly. "Perhaps. But some promises echo through time, and some choose their own moment." The chamber began to vibrate, and a holographic projection unfolded in front of us. It was a star map, showing constellations I had never seen, planets with rings made of crystalline ice, and corridors of energy connecting them like veins of light. "This is my world," Lyra said. "The one I left behind. And I've been watching over Earth, watching over you, ever since." I swallowed hard. "Watching over me?" "Yes," she said. "Because you are the one I chose." the one I swore to find when the stars finally aligned. A sudden alarm cut through the room. The outpost sensors were detecting an incoming vessel, sleek, black, and unlike anything designed by human hands.
"They've followed me," she said.
Her silver hair floated slightly as her aura intensified, and the room pulsed with her energy. "I need your help. I can't fight them alone." My heart pounded, but instinct took over. I had spent years fixing machines, decoding signals, navigating the impossible. Now all that knowledge mattered more than ever. "Tell me what to do," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. She smiled, a fleeting, radiant thing. "First, we stabilize the energy core. Then, we open the portal." The next hour was a blur of technical precision and sheer adrenaline. I ran circuits, calibrated energy flows, and watched as Lyra's power amplified the outpost systems. The walls hummed with life, the symbols glowing brighter, casting prismatic light across the metal surfaces. And through it all, she moved beside me, calm, graceful, terrifyingly luminous. Finally, the portal shimmered into existence, a swirling vortex of light and shadow. Through it, I could see a world beyond comprehension, floating cities, oceans of liquid crystal, and skies threaded with streams of energy that pulsed like the heartbeat of a living galaxy. "They'll follow us," she said. "But here you'll be safe if you trust me." I hesitated. Fear, doubt, and a lifetime of human caution threatened to root me to the floor. And what about Earth? My life? Lyra reached out, her hand brushing mine. The contact sent a shock of warmth and clarity through me. "Your life will change, but some things like what we shared as children, they never truly end. They evolve." I took a deep breath. Then, let's go. The moment I stepped into the portal, the world of Icarus, 7 dissolved behind me. Light, color, and sound merged into an overwhelming symphony, and then stillness. We stood together on a platform suspended above a sea of stars, the energy of her people flowing around us, like wind. "You made it," she whispered. "I did," I said. "Because I had to. Because you were right. The stars agreed." She laughed, soft and musical, and for the first time, I saw her fully. Neither alien nor entirely human, but something transcendent, something that bridged the cosmos and our tiny childhood promise. As we watched the galaxies stretch out before us, Lyra leaned closer. "There will be challenges," she said. "Enemies who want to claim what I am, dangers that humans can't yet imagine. But we face them together." I nodded. Together. And in that moment I understood. Some promises don't expire. Some jokes, spoken under the sun of a simple spring fair, echo across time and space, shaping destinies in ways we could never anticipate. For the first time in years, I felt truly alive, not as a human alone, not as a boy waiting for a girl, but as part of something infinite, standing beside her, the one the stars had chosen for me. As the twin suns of her world began to rise, casting light across endless horizons, I realized that our story was only just beginning. A story that stretched beyond Earth, beyond Icarus 7, beyond the stars themselves, a story that belonged to both of us, written across the cosmos. And as we stepped forward, hand in hand, I whispered back the words we had shared so long ago, in the innocence of childhood, now transformed into truth. "Deal." She smiled, and the stars themselves seemed to answer.